All right, guys, we have the 2016 Dodge Journey with us today. It has the 3.6 liter V6, and we will be doing an oil filter housing on it. All right, and here's the kit we'll be doing. It is actually an upgrade to OE. It is a Doorman, and here's the part number here. So this is an aluminum oil filter housing kit when the stock factory one is plastic. They're notorious for going out, and if you own one of these Dodges with a 3.6 liter or Jeeps and whatnot, you're definitely going to replace these at some point in time. So I'm going to show you a video of how to replace it, and yeah, here's the better version. We'll go ahead and get that done. First thing you do is take the beauty cover off, and it just pops right out. All right, so here's the oil filter housing. It is located in the valley, so you're going to have to go ahead and take this intake manifold off. All right, so before we start removing the intake manifold, we're going to have to take out this air intake. So we're going to just start unplugging all the sensors and hoses. All right, so when pulling off these sensors, a lot of time you just push down on the tab and pull it. If it has a lock, like the throttle body right here, take a screwdriver and push the lock up. So do that to release the lock. There it is. And once the lock's released, then you can squeeze down and pull it off. I'll do it off camera when it's not one-handed, but it's the same thing. Anything with a lock, any hose, these like wiring harness clips, you're just gonna pop them out of place. There you go. So everything can move freely. Cool? All right. Got it. Once you put the camera down, go ahead and we'll pop everything off, all the wiring harness, something like this. I'll take one of these little trim tools and just pull it right through. And we're just gonna get everything. There's a hose right here on the back of the intake. It's another vacuum hose, so you don't worry about coolant. They gotta remove it too. Same with this one down here. All right, so I went ahead and sprayed a little WD-40 in here to go ahead and loosen up this hose. Now we're gonna have to take out some clips here. One right here, 10 millimeters. And one back there with my fingers, another 10 millimeter. So we're gonna have to remove those brackets to remove the intake manifold. Now for the air filter, I'm gonna pop up this clip and I'm gonna loosen that hose clamp and try and remove this air intake as well. All right, so here's where we're at. This air intake part, it's not held on by a band, it's just more of a hose clamp for it to fit into. Now, we have to remove it in order to access this 8 millimeter intake bolt. Now, sorry, I'm trying to get the light better. Now, I'm having a little stuck getting through here, so I'm just gonna leave it. It's not in the way. Right there, it's not in the way, and I'm just gonna leave it. It has it has a clip right here that goes in. I'm trying to show it on camera earlier. Now, once that clip is removed, it's like the same kind of popping, like little plastic latches for your beauty cover. It's the same style that holds this one in place. So you just pop it up. If you see in the time lapse, I used a breaker bar. I didn't put a lot of weight into it, but I just used it to pop it out of place because it's probably the first time this has been removed in 10 years. So it was a little stuck, but nothing crazy, just a little bit of finesse. All right, so now we're gonna start removing the intake manifold. We need to remove these brackets right here. And if you see, there's a lot of wiring harnesses that are kind of tucked in. So I'll always kind of grab like a trim removal and just kind of pop them out, just like that. Do the same thing right here. And you'll see them all along these brackets. Just get behind them, kind of twist, and pop them out, just like that. So brackets here, two on the back side, and then you're gonna remove these 8 millimeter bolts right here. 1, 2, 3, and inside these valleys is another one. Sorry, let me get light. There you go, there's another one right there, another one right there. You're gonna remove those 8 millimeters to remove the intake manifold, the upper portion of it. And these are the brackets we're going to remove on the back side. One here and one right there. 10 millimeters. All right, so here in the front where we went ahead and already removed the 10 millimeter nuts on both the front brackets, we're going to go down and remove, it looks like a 12, 13 or something on the lower bracket. We just want to loosen these brackets so the intake manifold can be removed. All right, so here's what I did. It is a 13 millimeter nut on the bottom. For this side, you have one nut you got to remove that holds this this line in place down there, and then I just loosened the second nut. Same thing with the other nut here. You just loosen it enough for these brackets to come loose and does not hang on the studs anymore. All right, so you can remove the intake if you want. I left this brake booster hose on just because it was giving me some trouble, and you can move the way I move. Oh man, look at that animal, some sort of bone an animal must have brought up there. Crazy. All right, so now we got to remove this upper intake manifold. You want to be careful because, I mean, if you look inside, I grab the light, you can see the valves are right there. So you want to be careful not to drop anything in. Okay, so I'm going to remove all the little dusty, dirty stuff. And we're going to start removing this upper intake manifold. Okay, in order to remove this upper intake manifold, I'm going to unplug both the coil packs and the fuel injectors on each cylinder, tuck the wiring aside, and then you can see you have more of these 8 millimeter bolts that surround it. So as I pull the upper intake, or sorry, the lower intake out, the injectors are going to come with it. Here's your fuel injector. In order to, you got to remove this lock, pop it up. So you can take a pick, pull it up just like that. Then you can squeeze and remove the injector. All right, with both wiring harnesses for the fuel injectors and ignition coils removed, we're gonna remove this lower intake. So it is just, again, a round of 8 millimeter bolts all around. You do have this fuel rail hose. I am not removing it. Some people may want you to. If you do, you just squeeze and pull, but I am just gonna take it and set it aside. There's no issue with doing it that way. Also, the Doorman gasket, or the Doorman oil filter housing kit comes with new gaskets for the lower and upper intake manifolds. Okay, so here's what I did. Now you can see it's been leaking down there pretty good. Okay, so I used it is an E8, and there's 5, it's an E8 socket, and there's 5 bolts that go all around it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th in the top left corner. Now these two oil pressure sensor and coolant temperature sensor were easy to remove. Just, push and pull. This here hose clamp, I used one of these bendable, flexible hose clamp pliers, and I got down there. It was in a weird angle, so what I did is I was able to collapse the hose clamp spring, and I left it on there, and as I pulled the old oil filter housing out, it went ahead and released from there. So next step is we're going to clean out the valley and clean all out before we start assembling the new one. All right, here's everything the new Doorman kit comes with. You have your all your gaskets, your upper and lower intake manifold, all these O-rings, new oil filter, cooler that we're gonna install here. So you're gonna go ahead and start putting everything together. Gaskets go on the bottom. There's a whole instructions kit that lets you know. I'm gonna just go ahead and time lapse it. It even gives you the O-rings depending on which year you are on for this portion right here. If you're a 2012 to a 2021, you're going to use a black O-ring. 2022 plus, you're going to use a blue O-ring. Let's go ahead and assemble it. Oh, and keep in mind, you're going to need to swap over your sensors to the new unit. All right, and here we go. We have it all set up. So if you see in the video, I stepped away to remove the oil pressure sensor. I had to put in a vise, use a 19mm to go ahead and crank it out. Now, went ahead and put the black gasket because we're working on 2016. Put the oil filter in, gives you part numbers for oil filters you can buy for this Doorman brand or Doorman upgrade. And you see we put all the gaskets on the bottom. So now it's time to go ahead and install. And we'll also bring our manifold gaskets. Time to install the new one. The first thing you're going to see me do is put on the lower hose before I actually put it down. And the kit gave us new bolts. They go down at 9 foot-pound, so it's not very tight. All right, oil filter housings in with the cooler, and now we're going to go ahead and put the lower intake manifold, but we're going to change these gaskets first. So we're going to take a pick and then change both gaskets, bottom and top, before we reinstall. All right, so lower intakes in. If you notice, I use the Milwaukee to, once I get them threaded by hand, I use Milwaukee, and then I finish it off with a just a ratchet, and I'm torquing them by hand. It's about 9 foot-pound, so it's really not that tight at all. Make sure you guys plug in your fuel injectors, coil packs, and make sure everything's good. Now it's time to drop the intake manifold back on in. All right, so we went ahead and stuck the intake manifold bolts down. We're gonna go ahead and call it for right now. It's a little dark out, and I'm getting chewed up by mosquitoes. So I'm gonna finish it out in the morning with some daylight and maybe hopefully a better camera for you guys just to see how everything plugged in. But so far, pretty simple and easy. All right, now we're back here on the Dodge journey. So we're gonna continue just plugging everything in. If you look at the time lapse closely, I forget to put in this little foam pad. So before I started recording, I just went ahead and took the intake back off and put the little foam pad underneath. So don't forget to put that back in. So all we have left to do is really plug up everything that we unhooked. So we're gonna hook up all the sensors, the map, the throttle body, gonna rehook up this air intake, and that's about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse it, and let me know if you have any questions. All right, so air intake's back on. Make sure that part pops into place. Don't forget the couple brackets here and the couple brackets here and here. Once you plug it and everything back in, you're gonna go ahead and make sure you put the beauty cover on. It'd be a good idea to do an oil change as well. If not, make sure you check your oil level because you'll lose some from the filter. We also lost a lot of coolant in this, so we're gonna go ahead. That's the reason why we didn't drain the radiator at first. You're more than welcome to drain the radiator before you start this job, but we don't have any coolant left in the system. That's why someone called me to do this job. Let's see, empty. So make sure you guys top her back off with coolant and top her back off with oil. When it's time to bleed it, you can bleed the coolant through here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, but that's pretty much it for this job. We're gonna do a water pump on this same vehicle. That's why I'm not bleeding the coolant currently. But if you have any questions or need to know how to do the water pump on this vehicle, go ahead and watch the next video. All right, guys, if you got any questions, go ahead and slap your beauty cover back on. Pops into place these little dowels, and that's it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Cheers, guys.